Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Motivore. A good place for visionaries, a good place for dreamers, a good place for people who have ambitions, a good place for people who want to see themselves being something out of nothing, people who want to turn their mess into a message and they are testing their lives into testimonies. This is for you. Oh man, I'm amazed by the fight that occurred yesterday of NaakMusiq versus Cassper Nyovest, which occurred at celebcity, man. I think it was a wonderful thing, man. It was a success. It was pushed nicely. It was marketed well. But then what bothers me is to see people push clout, people push negativity. People don't see anything beautiful out of it, whereas there are a lot of things that we can learn from this thing. So I'm coming from that perception and that angle to build, not to destroy, not to throw stones, but to make sure that we, at the end of the day, come out of here having learned something from this event. Because according to my books, this is a big event for the nation. This is a big event for the boxing sports as itself, man. These people, they've made history, man. A big shout out to Cassper Nyovest for taking the boldness and taking bold moves on this boxing thing, just as he always does. You know, he filled up the dome. He has done a lot of things. He has Biliato, he has, a footwear, man. He's doing a lot of things. Another shout out to Naak for responding to the challenge. Without them, we were not going to see any fight. Therefore, we were not going to be entertained and learn from all these things, man. Because one thing about success is that it leaves a mark. It leaves clues. And then today we're going to talk about some of the clues that I have to highlight today so that we can learn as a country and run with this thing. Because greatness is for everyone, man. Greatness, man, is something that is waiting for someone to say, I have whatever it takes to make sure that I'm getting this thing, man. That's what it's all about, and that's what Motivore is all about. Making sure that you are in a position whereby you can grab opportunities, grab this greatness thing, because I believe that each and every person on this earth has a brilliance, has a purpose, and has a gift that they have to, express on this earth. The first thing that we have learned, I would say, privacy is power. Privacy is power, ladies and gentlemen, because now, if you can see or observe, we see Cassper Nyovest, pushing this thing, man. He's displaying how he's gymming, he's displaying how he's training, he's displaying how he's preparing this fight and all those things, man. But on the other hand, we see NaakMusiq not doing all those things, man. He was not all over the place. He was a very reserved guy, man. You see, and that gave him an advantage to make sure that he is in a place that he can see how much effort he's putting in. Therefore, he can put a bit more effort in order to make sure that he gets advantage in the boxing match. You see, privacy worked for him, which is something that you have to apply in your life. Work in silence. Work in silence. Let the success work for you, man. He was nothing against Cassper Nyovest, man. He was all out, man, putting in the work, man. He was running long distances, putting in the work in the gym each and every day, making sure that this thing is good. So privacy is key, ladies and gentlemen. It gives you an advantage against your opponent, so that you are at a position that you are able to outwork them, man. If you can outwork them, then you are in a position that you are more likely that you will win, man. And yet I don't blame Cassper for all this thing, because it was part of his strategy plan, him showing himself, displaying himself, doing the exercises, making the videos. It was part of the plan. It's creating that anticipation on his audiences. Man, I think that's a marketing genius, man. We can agree as a country that he is a marketing genius, and that worked well, and the event was able to reach a lot of audiences. So privacy is power, man. Just because you are not doing much doesn't mean you are up to great things, man. You can be up to great things while you are keeping it under carpet. When it's time to blow up, results don't lie, ladies and gentlemen. Results don't lie. Number 2, you should learn your opponent as a person. Whatever you're facing in your life, you should learn your opponent, man. You see, because what I've observed is that from the start of the fight, we have Cassper was pulling a lot of jabs and a lot of power, and NaakMusiq was more reserved. I believe he was doing this to save some energy because he knows that we still have a long way to go. He has studied this person, and therefore he knew that, okay, I'm fit. I've been doing these exercising things way longer than Cassper, and therefore that gives me an advantage. Let me wear him out. Once I wear him out, then I'm going after him. Because the first round, man, it seemed like Cassper was going to actually win because he was pulling some jabs and he was giving his all, chowing all his energy, man. So big shout out to Naak for learning his opponent very well, because now it also gave him an advantage because he had a previous fight with Mr. Slick Talk. Man, Slick Talk, man, no, nothing against you. Slick Talk got beat on that. Yo, man, he got beat, but we know he was doing it for the money and all those things. That's not the topic of today. But we can see that he managed to study his opponent. Therefore, he was very strategic about his approach and tactics in making sure that he is winning. And I like what he said, what his coach taught him, that 30 minutes before the end, you just have to go all out. And that actually worked for him. This is a game of strategy. For as much as it is about physics or physical, it's a physical sport, it's also a game of strategy, a game of mindset. That's what it's all about, man, ladies and gentlemen. So we have to come to the point where we strategize before we enter into war, man. And please leave Cassper Nyovest alone for hugging. I see a lot of memes about him. They say he's hugging Naak and all those things. They make memes, they put him on the huggies, nail peel and all those things. No. But from them, let's stop doing that. Because now what he was doing was actually legal. In boxing, that hugging is actually called clinching. A clinch is when you sort of hug your opponent. What does that do? It slows down your opponent from throwing more jabs, and it also gives you an advantage of coming to the point whereby you are actually resting. Taller, opponents, they actually do this by leaning on you so that they are resting while they are wearing you down. It's actually a good style. So big up to Cassper Nyovest on that, and leave him alone. I don't want to see another huggies meme. So it was part of his strategy, because he saw he was wearing out, he saw he was tired, so he had to engage in that strategy. And I think it did give him some advantage at some point to stop some real jabs coming in, So planning, executing is key. Strategy is key. You should learn your opponent before you enter into any contest. And then another thing is being number 3, being transitional, not traditional. You must be able to change, man. Of which is something that Cassper was not doing, in my opinion, because now he came with a strategy, man. He was coached well and all those things. Nothing against the coaches, but then he wasn't able to switch. He came with a strategy. I'm going to knock this person out from the get-go. He was throwing it, and he saw that he was out of power. He was getting weak, in a way. Instead of being transitional, he kept on keeping up with the same strategy, wearing him out even further, because he keeps on throwing some jabs and he's missing and he's wasting some energy. That guy is still intact, by the way, because he knows that he's going to wear out. And when he does wear out, I'm going to knock him out. And of which he did knock him down at some point where they both fell, all those, So you must be able to change your strategies throughout the fight. Don't do all those things of being customary, being traditional. You don't want to change your strategy. That will get you to be knocked out. Don't do that, man. You must come to that place where you are transitional, not traditional. It's okay to change your mind. It's okay to change your strategy, man. What you are saying him, he's not putting in, from round one, Naak was not putting in a lot of jabs. But Cassper was doing so, and he got worn out. Instead of changing and say, let me cool down too, so that I'll get him when I'm getting him. He was not all about timing. That was the problem, you see. So let us be transitional in all that we do, man. Let us be able to change our minds if our plans are not working, so that we are in a position that we win this thing, man. You must be a surprise, man. You must jab like a thief in the night, bro. So that you must be able to come to the point of winning this thing, man. Number 4, have a fighting spirit. I saw a fighting spirit, especially in Cassper Nyovest. Hey, man, they were both tired, but Cassper was on out even more. He made sure that he fought till the end. He fought till the end, man. I like that. I love that about Cassper, man. He was tired, but he kept pulling some strong jabs. He did pull some strong jabs, a lot of jabs that Naak received. That I was like, yo, it was too much. It was too much. It was just too much. It was just too much. So you must fight till the end, even though you are losing, man. It reminds me of that movie called 300. It's an old movie, man. It's always, ancient military things. This king was going to a fight. He went to consult with these E4s or whatever, or Achilles. They told him that they were going to lose. He knew that Xerxes was a badass opponent, but he still took 300 soldiers and went to fight. He knew he was going to lose. He had a fighting spirit, man. That's the beauty about it. Having a fighting spirit, man. I love that about Cassper, man. He fought till the end. Actually, both of them, because they were all worn out, but they fought till the end, which is wonderful, man. You better have that fighting spirit in all the endeavors of your life. Fight till the end, man. You see that the cause is chowing you, fight till the end, man. Even if you fail at the end, but you have some dignity. You fought till the end, man. Pat yourself in the back for that. And not everybody makes it to the end, ladies and gentlemen. But we see these two opponents fighting till the end. Number 5, you can prepare and still fail. You can prepare and still fail. Such is life, ladies and gentlemen. Cassper Nyovest losing, could this mean that he didn't prepare enough? No. We saw the effort that he put into this thing. He prepared himself mentally, physically, spiritually, socially, everything. He prepared himself. He did put in the work, man. He put his A game. I've never seen Cassper work that hard, man. He was in shape. He was all in, man. That's what I love about him, man. He was all in. He wasn't playing around. He just didn't make it because they were supposed to be one winner at the end of the day. Because at the end of the day, failure is part of the process. Failure is nothing against you. Failure works for you in your charge, because now that gives him an advantage for the next match. He will know where he failed. He will know where he was lacking. Therefore, he's going to put more effort in that. You get what I'm saying? Which will work to his advantage. I wouldn't be surprised when he wins the next match, because he is coming back motivated. He's coming back angry. He's coming back. That feast will be on fire when he comes back. Now, Music, watch out, because he's not going to be begging. He's going to take his win. Yeah, that's what I saw in him. He just has that fighting spirit. Even though he failed, I believe he'll go back to the drawing board, and him and his coaches and all his people that are behind this, they will make sure that he wins again. You see, because failure is part of the process. It's not against you. It's something that will happen, because when you are pursuing something in life, you will fail. It's inevitable sometimes, most of the times. It's inevitable. And another thing about him losing, I'm glad that Cassper lost, because people were beginning to say that this thing was rigged because he's paying people in the background so that, he wins the matches. Now we will definitely see that this is a showcase legit thing. This boxing thing is legit. There's no one who is paid to do anything, because really, from the start, the first match with Slick Talk, man, the way he beat that guy, bro, you would say it was rigged or something, man. So him failing and losing, it brings about the authenticity of these celebcity things and this celebrity boxing thing. We're able to see that this is actually real, man. When someone is getting beaten up, they're actually getting beaten up, instead of us thinking that maybe it's something that they pay people to lose, so that it's for the fame and all those things. No, it's something legit. I like that about him losing, man. You see, we're being optimistic right now. You see, and at the end of the day, we should see good in every outcome. That's number 6 in the list. See good in every outcome, man. Because though he lost, but his marketing strategies won. Though he lost, boxing won, because now boxing will be put on a pedestal. Boxing will be prominent now. Boxing will be taken seriously, because prominent people are taking it seriously, which is something wonderful that Cassper did, that the government couldn't do. You see, so big ups to NaakMusiq and Cassper on this thing, So let's see good in this thing, man. Let us be optimistic. And then we see that he won. Biliato won, Drip, Footwear won. Those opponents, as artists, as musicians, as celebrities, they won because they marketed themselves. They branded themselves. They grew as a brand, So, which is wonderful, man. And then, at the end of the day, number 7, this is a win-win situation. It's a win-win situation. It's a win-win situation for the national boxing in South Africa. It's a win-win situation for the celebrities. It's a win-win situation for everyone who participated. Even the coaches, man, they are able to be prominent and be recognized. You get what I'm saying? It's a win-win situation even for us, the audiences. Let us give a big shout out to NaakMusiq and Cassper Nyovest, man, for putting themselves on the line. They are true entertainers, man, to the point whereby they will put their physical selves, they will put their health, they will put, themselves at risk in order to entertain us as the audience. That's something wonderful, man. They could have chosen to debate, but they chose a very dangerous sport, a very invasive sport, a very hard sport. That's fighting at the end of the day, man. It may be called boxing, but at the end of the day, it's fighting. And then we thank them for that, man.